A family living on a farm finds mysterious crop circles in their fields, which suggests something more frightening to come. Boys and girls, etc. This week, say hello to my little film, Signs.
You want to play what? Okay. Say hello to my little
Film.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay, we're recording. Cool.
We're recording.
Yes. Welcome back to episode 4 of How Did This... Say hello to my little...
How did this
Not
get
How
made?
Did This Get Made? Why does that
Jesus
always go into my
Christ.
head? We're going to get sued.
Yeah.
That's not what this podcast is.
What is it, Ariel?
Say hello to my little film.
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 Say hello to my little movie.
Say hello to my little flick.
That one's pretty good. All the flicks.
It makes me think of Little Dick.
Say hello to my little dick. Mm-hmm. That's definitely a joke. So that picture of us that you
That's
have...
definitely a joke.
That I've heard before is what I meant to say.
Say hello to my little dick.
It's like an innuendo because the way that he's holding that gun.
Oh.
So in that picture that you cropped with our faces, it kind of looks like I'm coming out of your dick.
Oh.
It's pretty great.
Yeah.
It's not realistic.
Nope.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, people don't come out of people's dicks.
You're right. They do come out of vaginas, though.
They don't come out of guns either, so that's not a very...
And guns aren't dicks.
I think that a lot of guys who are like, well, I don't want to insult people who love guns, but sometimes it's because they have small dicks.
Yeah. It's a
That's a well-known fact, right?
It's a
like
manhood.
the truck thing.
It's a manhood
Makes you
you
more
can
masculine.
buy. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a truck, yeah.
Okay. I've seen like, ooh, you know
That's
what
why
they
I
should
have
have?
a whole arsenal of weaponry.
You know what they should have? You know how they have like those metal ball sacks that hang off of trucks? They should have that for guns. That would be so funny.
No, it wouldn't.
Like your hunting
It would be
rifle.
so funny.
I would, yeah, like
It would get in the way.
of your school shooter plant like situation.
It's not the only thing guns are used for.
I'm thinking of an AR-15 specifically, having a ball sack hanging out the front.
It's pretty funny.
Woo!
So what's up, babe?
So we watched Signs this week.
Uh-huh.
We watched Signs this week.
What else happened to you this week?
What happened to me this week? Nothing really. I mean, it snowed today.
That was weird.
It's April.
Yeah.
So that blew my mind since we're in upstate South Carolina. That is weird. I mean, if we get snow ever, it's never, ever fully into spring.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, Wolfgang started doing that mom thing, which is cute.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny. He does it, like, even when he's not upset, he'll just kind of do it. Like, just softly.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
You know what I learned this week?
But
The best cry ever guy died this year.
the guy who cried or the guy who was like, somewhere deep down in my heart. Like, which one of them?
The dude.
The guy who cried.
Yeah. The best cry ever guy.
Did he overdose?
I don't know.
Wouldn't that be ironic?
But when he cried, you know what I did?
What?
I went...
Death of a meme. Like,
Pretty good.
wow.
What do you think of that impression?
That was good.
Yeah?
Honestly.
Is it better than turn it on its side and chilloo? You got a bass.
That sounded nothing like Jack Black. That was not even your best
it's
time of
pretty good.
doing it.
I'll figure it out. I'll
Yeah,
crack
you have
the
to
code.
find your little cadence. You know what? You have to do it 40 times and then you can do it.
Yeah, turn it on its side and chilloo. It's a bass.
It sounded better already.
Rig-it-doo-dee-doo-doo-doo.
Okay.
A little
Kind of
Andy
sounded
Bernard.
like Andy Bernard in there.
All right, whatever.
Oh, yes, I
I'll crack
can
the
too.
code.
Just sit here and cry. Anyway, we watched Signs.
Yes,
That's
we
what
did.
we did this week. Did you do anything else this week?
Nope.
Nope. Nope. Signs. I'd never seen this movie before. So
I had never... Well, okay. I thought I had never seen this movie before.
now you think you might have?
I knew everything.
Really?
I knew everything about it.
I knew more about it after I started watching it than I thought I did going into it. But
Yeah,
I've
me too.
definitely never sat down and watched the whole thing before.
Yeah, I think it was just because I had blended this movie with the Tom Cruise War of the Worlds movie.
Which
So-
they mentioned in this movie. And
Well, they didn't mention the Tom Cruise movie.
they were
mentioned,
like, War of the Worlds starring Tom Cruise.
yeah, they mentioned the It's like War of the Worlds, the radio program.
You're probably right, because that would date it too much, I would think. Actually, when did War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise even come out?
I don't know.
Because this came out in 2002.
I think it came out first.
Are you sure?
I think Signs came out second, is what I'm saying.
Really?
Yeah, I think. I could be wrong.
Maybe. I mean, I know I've seen War of the Worlds.
Maybe Steven Spielberg was watching this movie and was like, oh, I should just make that.
He's like,
He
what
saw
to do?
Signs
What
and was
to
like,
do?
yeah, that would
now
be a
that I've
good
done
movie.
Jaws, what can I do now?
Yeah. Jaws straight to War of the Worlds. Where are my notes? Can you find my notes?
They're on the floor right there.
Oh. So let's get into it, huh? Let's dive
so
into
like
it.
before I saw this, I think the only reason it's kind of like The Ring. I've never seen The Ring, but I know everything about it because people always talk about it, and it's parodied a lot. So I feel like that's why I knew a lot about this.
Yeah. Do you think how much impact do you think Scary Movie, the Scary Movie franchise has?
Oh my god.
Because I think that's why I know everything.
Me too. Wait, did they parody Signs?
Yeah, and one of them.
I don't think I've seen that one then.
I think one of the movies, it might be like 2 or 3 of the Scary Movie franchise. It is like mostly parodying Signs. That's like the base.
Pretty sure number
movie.
3 is The Ring, because that's
Okay.
why I think that's the only scary movie I've seen.
Yeah, I think that's why I know everything about this movie.
Yeah.
I knew every major scene. I knew every reference.
I did not know every major scene, but I definitely it was weird because something would happen in the movie and I would be like, oh my god, that's from this movie.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm definitely glad we saw it, because it for sure is culturally important.
Yeah.
So that's good. That was good.
This is definitely one of the ones where people go, "What? You've never seen Signs?"
Oh my god, you got to see Signs.
Yeah.
Which now I'm one of those people. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie.
It was good.
I really liked it. I liked
Yeah.
it, I think, more than the other movies that we've seen so far.
RoboCop is still my favorite.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I knew that, it had tinfoil hats in it. When people...
You were obsessed with the tinfoil hats. You
Did
say
it
that
come
to me
from
every
this?
time.
No. When people are like, oh, get out your tinfoil hats, it's a conspiracy theory.
No.
Okay.
No. It didn't come from this movie.
All right. Well, either
This
way.
movie pulled from that stereotype.
Okay.
Yeah.
But in the movie, that's how they prevent the aliens from reading their minds, or at least
Yeah.
that's what the little boy thinks.
Yeah, because he read it in his science fiction book.
Is it a science fiction book, or is it just,
You know what's funny? It was a science book.
Right.
How many times did they say everything that has ever been written in science books will be changed
At
forever?
least twice.
What does that mean? In science books?
In, a
And why?
textbook?
And no, it won't. Just because there's aliens now, it doesn't mean the laws of physics change.
Does it say in science books that we're the only ones out there?
No, and it's like that would mean that's the only sentence they write over and over again in science books.
The entire book will be different.
Yeah, science doesn't change. Everything that you've proven doesn't all of a sudden become false.
Is this the main movie that has anything to do with crop circles, or are there other alien movies with them in there
I mean,
that
I
you
don't
know
know.
of?
I don't know. I think The Fourth Kind
Oh,
might
okay.
have some. I don't know.
haven't seen that one.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, and also, I wondered if this was a scary movie. Is it a horror?
Well, it's M. Night.
Yeah, but his stuff besides The Sixth Sense, when I watched Lady in the Water, I was
Okay, well, we
give
don't
me a
talk
break.
about that one.
Yeah, but let's not forget that he fucking made that piece of shit movie.
Yeah, that movie is fucked up.
What is it?
It's a piece of steaming shit.
I don't even like to think about it.
No.
Anyway, so that's why I was confused, because that's a more later movie. But I know he did The Sixth Sense and he did The Village, which is scary.
Well,
I don't know. I just didn't expect
He's
an
a horror
alien
movie
movie.
director.
I guess I didn't make that connection. And then whenever I thought of an alien movie, I didn't really think of it as being scary.
okay.
I don't know why, but this movie was a spook.
Yeah, it was spooky, dude.
Yeah, I drew my legs up. I didn't want them hanging over the couch anymore because I was not
Because all
ready.
those shots of the fingers.
I was not prepared for and the music played a big dramatic part of that. It was so dramatic.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to describe it, but I was not ready.
All right, so when the movie starts, I'm writing. I have no idea what the twist is
Okay.
because I thought the twist that we will eventually get to was from the Tom Cruise movie War of the Worlds,
Right.
which it is.
Is it a direct, did he just steal that?
I don't know.
Surely.
I don't know.
Well, and I think in War of the World, we'll talk about it when we get to
Yeah.
the twist, but.
So, and then also, I'm Mel Gibson. Mm-hmm. I like
He's
Mel
good.
Gibson.
He's good in this.
Yeah, even though he said that.
He's pretty anti-Semitic, right?
No, I thought he said something like, "I hope you get raped by a pack of words.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I think that was him, right?
I don't know.
Everybody in Hollywood's such a piece of shit.
Why do they do this? Why do they like do good roles, you like them, and then they do crazy shit?
Yeah.
Like Will Smith with the YouTube Rewind? Come on.
That's not comparable.
No, it's not comparable to being a racist piece of garbage, but it's also like so terrible. Like I'll never see Men in Black the same again.
Why? Because he's a cringe.
He's so
fest?
cringy, yes.
Yeah. He says,
You know what I think about when I think about YouTube Rewind?
He says, if I controlled YouTube Rewind.
What are you doing? That's not Will Smith.
Turn it on its side. It's hello. It's a bass. He says, if I controlled YouTube Rewind, I'd have Mark-ass Brownlee and Fortnite. And you're like, ugh.
Yeah. Ugh.
But it's not comparable. Mel Gibson said something really racist. I'm not sure what it was.
Well, regardless, he's great in this.
I love the guy.
Joaquin. I'm going to call him Quinoa. I have him as Quinoa in this entire notes.
I was spelling it like Wakanda. I gave up on trying to figure out how to spell it.
I saw it as a meme, like Quinoa and Joaquin, because they're both vegan. So I've just always called him Quinoa since then. Anyway.
Oh, also, that made me think we have to do the Lethal Weapon films.
Okay. Yeah, I've never seen them either.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can handle the mullet.
Oh,
right? Doesn't he have a huge, like, terrible mullet? Wait, isn't that like a 70s movie?
I think not only can you handle it, I think you will make me get a mullet afterwards.
No, I don't think so.
I think you'll be soaked.
Ew, God. Not safe for work. Jesus. Okay, so, right. So, like, it has a weird vibe, this film, because it is like, is it supposed to be, I don't know what it's trying to do. In the
trying
setup.
to be scary.
Okay, it's supposed to freak you out, or is it supposed to just be like a kind of depressing, like melancholy life that they have? And I'm talking about just the setup, not like the whole movie, because obviously,
it doesn't take. It immediately starts.
I guess, but like in the beginning, where it's like he wakes up, he brushes his teeth. I mean, I know that the kids find the crop circles, but before that, when it's just like showing scenes of like the swing. Just kind of barely moving. I don't know what the vibe is supposed to be. Are we supposed to just immediately know that this horrible tragedy happened? Because they did just lose their mom. Like, that happened like 6 months before this movie starts.
Yeah, but they don't really talk about that.
No, but it's kind of obvious that
I guess, yeah, they're like a sad family in the fucking middle of nowhere. And
you can tell that a cross was removed from the house, like from the wall.
It's supposed to get you, like, you're in suspense mode immediately.
Well, it does a pretty good job of that because it like jumps right into the crop circles. But then when like the lady cop, which is the only cop, I guess, that you see in this whole movie, but like that is the only she's cop. Weird.
Yeah, she just like pops in the house.
Not only like they're best friends, which I guess is a very small town, and he was the preacher, so like everyone's close knit.
Yeah.
It weirded me out because I don't know where their relationship is. And
I just didn't like that all of a sudden, like, she didn't, like, knock on the door or anything. She was just all of a sudden in the kitchen.
I know, and he wasn't surprised. He was just like, hey, you're here.
Yeah.
Took 2 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
The little boy is a Culkin.
Is he seriously?
Yes. He's
a Cully Culkin.
No, because that's... Macaulay is that guy's name.
Oh, his name's not Mick?
Culkin is his last name.
Culkin. I thought his name was Mick.
No, you didn't.
Cully Culkin.
No, you did not think that.
Yeah.
No, not at all. Culkin is his last name. I saw it in the credits and I wondered...
Like J.R. Culkin.
If they had a family member named J.R., yes.
Isn't that a famous author?
Tolkien, oh my god. How did I not know that you were doing that?
I don't know.
I'm retardo. Yeah, so he is Macaulay's brother, probably, but I don't know for sure. I didn't look it up.
Okay, that's weird. I the whole time was like...
Looks like him, kind of, yeah. And then I saw a picture of him as an adult, and he is freaky looking.
Macaulay or...
Well, Macaulay is definitely, but this kid, I saw him, like, I guess I was looking on IMDb when I looked up the information about this movie, and he is so, like, he looks like he walked out of The Crow. The movie The Crow.
They're all weird, man. Have you seen what Mick looks like? Have you seen him?
I've seen him like maybe 5 years ago. I saw him on some interview.
He looks fucked up too. He was getting, I think he got diddled by Michael Jackson.
Well, was he ever like a friend of Marilyn Manson?
I don't know.
Who am I thinking of? Rachel McAdams, maybe. No? Oh, shit. What is her name? She looks kind of...
Why do you know who Marilyn Manson's friends are?
Because he always, like, kind of like Michael Jackson, he always has, like, a person that he's friends with that, like, appears with him. But I think they're always famous, so I don't know. I could be completely wrong about
Yeah,
that.
it sounds like you're just completely making this up.
No, I don't think I am, but maybe so. The crop circle reveal is pretty immediate. I said also, and I made a note, like, the little girl is so cute. She's from Little Miss Sunshine, right?
Yes.
Totally.
I was wondering where she was from.
Yes, she's teeny tiny in this.
Yeah, she's adorable.
She's like 4,
Yeah.
and her little name is Little Bo. I think that's so cute.
Yeah, I mean, like, my third note is like, what the fuck is going on? Because it's like, the suspense is immediate.
Yeah.
You're like, what is happening?
Yeah, and it like describes that they have some kind of beef with the neighbors, maybe.
Yeah, they keep mentioning the.
I didn't write down their name.
I did. Oh yeah, I put the Wolfington brothers.
Wolfington brothers.
I said, who are these rascals?
It only shows one.
He's
once.
like, I would like to know it was the Wolfington brothers.
But yeah.
And then even the cop brings it up. Like, it's
Because
the
they're
damn Wolfingtons.
mischief wranglers.
Mischief wranglers, yeah.
Mischief wranglers, maybe. I thought. I don't know.
That still doesn't make sense.
Immediately, the dog is like different. The two
Yeah.
dogs.
The dog pees, and he says, I think he's sick.
Because dogs only pee when they're sick.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, that
So
was
that's
weird.
kind of
Did he
foreshadowing.
taste the pee?
Let me just.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Pneumonia.
The wind is blowing south. Also, he's sick, I think. Like,
Yeah.
what? And I noticed now, like, later, that they mentioned, we'll take him to the doctor. And the little kid is like, he doesn't see animals. And he's like, he'll know what to do. Because the guy that M. Night makes his cameo as, Ray, is the veterinarian of the town.
Oh.
Yeah, I noticed that later.
Why'd they name him Ray?
I don't know.
That dude's name is not Ray.
What they even mentioned his last name, and it was super not
like
Shyamalan-y.
Smith. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am Ray Smith, the whitest guy in America.
It's like there's a few stories happening at the same time. Almost immediately that you see the crop circles, they get put on the back burner because Mel Gibson is like, we're not gonna like talk about this. We're not gonna like publicize it. The kids aren't gonna focus on it. Nothing like that's gonna happen.
Well, he
and this
doesn't
is
wanna freak the
before
kids
they're all
out.
over the world. Like, so, you know, they like
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
day
yeah.
out on the town, and that's where they see Ray. And the little girl is like, is that, or the little boy's like, is that him or something?
Yeah.
And so then you
But
see
that's
that
when they
there's-
go into the town later on.
It's pretty early on.
Well, what I want to talk about before,
Okay.
that happens before, when you were mentioning the dogs like freak out and everything.
Yeah.
He kills the dog because it growls at the sister.
Well, he said he was on top of me.
He said he jumped on top of me. And
So he must have lunged?
okay, and that makes sense because the dog's sitting there and he's freaked out because there's aliens
Yeah.
running around. And
Seemingly that he can see. That we
or
can.
he senses or some way. First of all, the scene with the two kids sitting there with the dog and the dog starts growling. That dog was green screened in.
Really?
You can totally tell.
I did not
They're
notice.
not looking at the dog.
It's pretty good looking then.
I didn't think so.
You could point it out, but I didn't notice.
Well, if you look at it again, you can tell. They're
Wow.
They're
Well,
not
yeah, they
really
wouldn't
looking.
endanger those kids.
Yeah,
I
they
guess.
didn't want those kids sitting. So like when the dog freaks out, it's like a little delayed of a reaction, and
that's
they're not
funny.
looking at the dog.
That's funny.
But anyway, so the dog freaks out, and then when he killed, when we see the dog, it's a barbecue
Yes.
fork.
But you saw him flipping the chicken on the grill before.
It doesn't matter. That shit is, those spokes are like tops
2 inches.
Yeah, tops 2 inches.
So you don't think that would kill him? He was in his neck.
I thought it was like at his stomach.
Maybe you're right, but I thought for some reason it was like by his shoulder and in his neck.
That dog would not be immediately dead
No.
from that.
No.
That dog would have ripped those two kids apart.
That child would be traumatized, stabbing his dog to death.
Yeah, that was just like a all right.
one-off. I mean, they were like sad, but then they just got over
They
it.
don't care about their fucking dogs.
No.
They don't care.
I don't know if they're like utility in this movie. I don't know how like German Shepherds help with farm life.
Yeah,
Like,
they're guard
besides
dogs.
just protection?
You should care about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they mentioned one time like, oh, we'll bring her in, but then they're like, oops, we forgot about her.
Yeah, yeah. When you're boarding up your house, you want your fucking your German Shepherd guard dog with
First
you.
line of defense.
Fucking A, dude. And the dog sucks
And they can
also,
see
by the way.
they can see the aliens or smell them at least.
Yeah, they let you know when they're there. I mean, the dog is good, but then he's worthless because
The one is
Isabella.
Isabel. Yeah. Whatever. One of the two.
Fucking whack German Shepherd name.
Well, I guess, and yeah, so like the one dog was the only one that acted crazy like that. The other one was fine
Yeah.
for most of this. That's weird. And also, it introduces the weird water phobia that Bo has, the little girl. Mm-hmm. She's weird about water, which I thought was just a recent thing, but then it's mentioned at some other point that she's always been like that.
Yeah.
It's a sign.
That's a tick.
Yeah.
It's a sign.
It's a sign.
This movie's thing.
No, I love that.
You do?
Yes, because
Okay.
it sets it up like you don't really notice.
Yeah,
the
that's
kid
true.
has asthma. She's weird about water.
That's really, you know what? The twist isn't.
You're
Spoiler
right.
alert. The twist is that water.
The aliens leave because the water is
because
incompatible.
Water, yeah, it hurts them or something.
Yeah.
So in the planet,
Which we thought was very similar to War of the Worlds. That's what we were talking about earlier.
Well, that's why I didn't think I knew. That's not actually the twist anyway.
Not
the
really.
twist is that from that line that Mel Gibson says, there's two kinds of people.
Yes.
People that see signs and think that there's no such thing as coincidence.
Right, and they think there's like miracles out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote that down too because I thought it was important that like
So the twist is that every single part of this movie
is
a sign.
That's why I think it's so brilliant.
Yeah.
It sets it up when in a way that you don't notice. And then there's a couple obvious things, but some of them aren't. And so later at the reveal at the end, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Totally. And it's, for me, having never seen it, it was like, I love stuff like that. So I was like, oh my God, I'm excited.
Yeah, that was the coolest part to me too. When
It
I was
was
like,
very cool.
oh, I see what you're doing.
Everything comes together.
Yeah. But so 15 minutes in, you see a fucking alien.
Yes. Wait, when they
Full
go out
body.
to scare, we have to talk about this. So sorry, I would touch the mic. Quinoa is like, okay, we have to go out there
Quinoa.
and we have to, because they think it's the neighbor boys. We have to like act crazy, right? We have to
Uh-huh.
like freak them out, which is always a good tactic when it comes to bullies. Just like take your shirt off and start squeezing your nipples, and the bullies are not going to try to bully you anymore. I guarantee it. Not that I've done it before, but I
Don't
think
listen to her.
especially if you're a man, that you could do that and you would not get bullied anymore. Or
Nope.
just like start hula hooping around them. Like they're going to leave you alone.
Nope.
I think he had the right idea. You go out there and you act crazier than your enemy, and your enemy's going to be freaked
Yeah,
out.
Not by squeezing your nipples.
That's fucking weird.
It's weird.
And pour
But
like Kool-Aid all over your body and start dancing and shit. Like freak them out. Make them think they're dealing with a serial
I think
killer.
there's an episode of Hey Arnold where that's his tactic to get out.
Really?
Of it. Yeah.
Maybe that's what I like subliminally am like portraying out.
Yeah.
I don't remember that
Portraying
episode.
out.
I don't know how you would say that. It's coming out of me like lava.
But yeah, so that scene, he's
so
like,
He's an
Quinoa's
ex-preacher,
saying,
so he's like, I'm not going to curse because it sounds weird.
well, he's like, it's unnatural. But before that, he even says, explain that. Mm-hmm. And he
Like
goes,
he's not a
Like he
human.
doesn't know. Yeah. And then he says, all right, well, just make loud noises. And he goes, or sounds. And he goes, explain sounds. Are you fucking retarded?
He's a weirdo. He's a weird guy.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you got to be weird to be a fucking priest.
Well, he's a preacher because he can get married. Priests can't get married. Even though they call him father. They call him father in this, and I thought that only priests were called father. I didn't know preachers were.
It's almost like all that shit is dumb.
Well, so they like go to do it, and Mel Gibson is like, I'm insane with anger.
Yeah, that's the first thing. He's sprinting, and I really laughed.
Yeah,
I actually
that's
laughed
the thing that's
really
weird
hard.
is that there are little tiny pieces of comic relief
Yeah.
that aren't really that funny, but they kind of are.
Yeah, the whole vibe of this movie is a little weird.
Yeah, but it's a
But
good
I
kind
kinda
of
like
weird.
it.
The
It's-
Village
it's-
is like that too.
It's refreshing. It's very M. Night
I
Lemonade.
guess it's his thing. Night Lemonade.
Yeah,
That's
quinoa
not even
lemonade.
close.
I know.
Yeah, so then you see the alien just straight up on the roof.
Yeah,
They still
full
think it's
body,
that kid.
It's not even like it. Like it doesn't hide
It's
it at all.
not good proportions either. Like, I mean, as far as if you think it's a human, it doesn't look like a human body.
It's a big guy.
Yeah, and a big head and like,
Yeah.
very muscular.
That's what I'm saying. Like it doesn't do the thing where it's like you kind of get a look at it. So and that's supposed to be the look
It's
that
like
the people got because
the moon is
Mel
behind
Gibson,
him.
If Mel Gibson saw what I saw, he would know 100% that was a fucking alien.
But I guess there's also that thing of your brain doesn't let you see what it doesn't think is real.
I guess.
Like it'll convince you that that's a normal thing.
Yeah, I think it kind of actually does a really good job of them being like, it was dark. Like they're kind of doubting.
They're freaked out
Yeah,
a little
they're
bit.
doubting.
They're like, well, it was really dark. And they're like, okay. The woman's like, okay. The cop.
The cop says, "So
any
I
other
don't know if I'm looking
descriptors?
for a midget or a giant."
It's definitely not a midget.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's like the whole, it could be that Swiss lady that's new in town. That part was funny too when Joaquin said that. He said like,
I wrote it down. She was like, "I don't know. There's women athletes in the Olympics that can run faster
I was
than
like,
any
why
guy."
are they talking about this?
Yeah, and I wrote down. I was like, "Yeah, I'm sure it's a fucking Olympic athlete woman running around." And then, but Joaquin actually says that, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. And
All
that's
right,
a
way
little
to
bit
go,
of
movie.
comic relief also.
Yeah, because it did piss me off. I was like, "This lady's retarded."
I thought it was charming kind of how she was like, you know how in small towns, they have those big things that are like fun and everyone pays attention, like the Olympics. I just thought it was charming. I mean, maybe not so much anymore.
The Olympics in small towns?
No. Like, but when the Olympics happen, everyone's watching them, and so it's like a topic of conversation, and people are like, "Wow, did you see that one like ice skater or whatever it is?"
Oh, okay.
It just seemed very small town to me, like and charming and in a good way, and I guess I related to it. I guess I was like, "Oh, I can see that. That's realistic. It's cute." I don't know. I liked it. She's like got such a narrow worldview that she was equating something to the Olympics. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
No.
Okay. I don't know how else to describe it. I just thought it was charming. But it's already off the bat like pretty spooky because at weird times they will just come in with that music. Mm-hmm. And it's very unnerving.
To be honest, I didn't even notice the score.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't even notice.
It's basically
but I bet it was
like,
doing its job because I was kind of like...
I was freaked out.
What is happening?
I'm like, this is a spook. At some point, the little girl is watching Dexter's Lab.
I loved that.
I love that too.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, that was me when I was your age.
Mm-hmm. But she is drinking water. This is a sign. Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
She's weird about water, so she only can drink like a few
She
sips.
keeps saying, it's contaminated.
Yeah, we're like, it tastes old.
There's dust in it.
Mm-hmm. So she leaves these cups of water everywhere. That's important for later.
Yeah.
But, you know, Mel
it's not
Gibson
actually
is
like it's signs. It's like everything happens for a reason.
It's like
it's not necessarily.
really...
It's not like it's a sign.
I mean, the signs... well...
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. But the thing I was going to say is that it's weird in this world where everything is so not a coincidence in a very, like, severe way. It almost feels like a deadening trap of fate that you can't escape.
Right.
If you think about it objectively.
Fate would have been a more appropriate title.
Except they were referring to the crop circles
as being a sign.
Or I thought it was like they made signs with the crop circles because they were used as a GPS kind of for the aliens. So it was almost like traffic signs or something for the aliens.
You're right. It is
That's
like
why I thought
map.
it was called that whenever I was coming into this. I didn't know it was about like, I don't know. What's another word for signs that means what we are talking about?
I don't know.
The
but
opposite
it's not
of a
exactly
coincidence.
signs.
Right.
Yeah, it's not exactly signs.
Right. Oh my God. So then they go into town and they kind of split up. The kids go to a bookstore. Quinoa goes to the Army recruitment office. Mm-hmm. And guess who's there?
Yeah.
Michael Showalter. He's one of the Wolfensteins. Or Wolfrichters. What are the kids' names? The last name? Wolfington.
Wolfenstein. Wolf Richter.
Whatever. He's one of the Wolf.
I didn't get that he was one of the Wolfingtons.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I think that it was saying that.
That was such a weird.
What a weird cameo.
role.
That's a strictly comedic guy. Like, right? He's not in serious stuff, right?
I've never seen him in anything not funny.
I mean, I really only know him from My Wet Hot American Summer.
My Wet Hot American.
It's not mine.
No.
It's just a Wet Hot American Summer. You're right.
Yeah.
And then from Michael and Michael Have Issues. Mm-hmm. That's all, like...
He's been in a handful of other things.
Thought that was so weird.
Yeah.
And he's only in there for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, it was such a weird cameo.
So his name was Lionel. That's why I think he was a Wolfington, because they kept mentioning that name Lionel.
Okay.
And then he said that was that was his name.
Okay.
So it was one of those kids.
Okay. Well, so first of all, when they get to town, those kids are way too young to be walking around by themselves.
How old is that boy? Like 8?
Yeah. Yeah, and he has to take care of the girl too, the sister.
Yeah. And
They're
they
way
just
too young.
walk off alone.
Yeah.
Which I guess in like a small town, it maybe is that kind of mentality of everyone looks out for everyone.
I thought it was a bad idea. Then we get to the Army recruitment thing. Mm-hmm. This general dude
his mouth.
Hilarious.
What is his mouth? It's sticking out, and he's like, what is he talking about? Like, he thinks that the newcomers to the town are like spies.
Yeah,
which is a parallel because the aliens are.
I know what's going on here. It's probes. It's a military tactic. The way he's talking is like he's a cartoon.
Mm-hmm. But I thought it was funny because he's talking about like as if they're Russian spies or something. But it is the same. It's about the aliens, but he just doesn't realize that it's aliens. The probing. They're coming in to scout it out.
He's right.
He's right. Mm-hmm. I thought it
Yeah.
was pretty cool.
His
it's a sign.
He's SFC Cunningham, and he at one point says, "Oh my God, boy, you why aren't you playing for the majors, getting your toes licked by some beautiful woman?"
I know. I was like, is that what happened to the majors?
The way he talks is so funny.
He was also definitely a piece of comic relief. So that's when we discovered that Quinoa was a baseball player, which is important.
Yeah.
For the end. And he
Yeah,
pretty much had it set up.
He was a baseball player for a reason.
Everything
It's
is
not-
fate.
It wasn't a sign. You know what I'm saying? It's not exactly.
I guess what Mel Gibson's dying wife said was more of the sign.
Okay.
Right?
I guess.
'Cause she's
Could you
like-
say that's a sign?
I think so, because she's saying, make sure the kids laugh and play, make sure they play games, and tell whatever his character name is.
God damn, that just occurred to me that was necessary information.
Yes.
Jesus.
She said,
This
tell
movie
him
might be
to
great.
swing away or something.
Yeah.
And so at the end, when there's that major reveal, that's what he says.
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh my God, they're coming together. Yeah. It is great. I think it's brilliant. This is one of his best movies, 100%. Now, I haven't seen the others in a while, and I love The Village, but this is better than The Village for sure.
Well, anyway, so they come back to town, and boy has a baby monitor. I'm confused.
He finds an old one.
I'm confused about the baby monitor.
Where's the other piece?
It's not picking up the other piece.
So, okay, in a baby monitor situation, usually you have two little walkie-talkies, and one of them is one way.
Yeah.
So one of them is just picking up noise.
That's what you would think. But that's what I wrote down. Go check the other end of the baby monitor.
Where is it? Yeah. Is
Yeah.
it just one monitor?
It doesn't matter. It's picking up the interference.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter.
So
where
it
the other
doesn't
one
matter.
is.
That's what it took me a while to go, oh, okay. Because they're holding it up on the car.
And so the aliens communicating with each other is coming in and it's being picked up.
That also was really irritating to me because it sounds like music, score, tension building music with little clicks. And I'm like, what is the noise that they're hearing?
Right, you couldn't tell at first. The clicks, I think, are what the communication is. Because
Yeah.
when Mel Gibson's out in that field, that's what he hears, right?
Yeah.
But, I don't know what the other things were.
But during that scene, it was like, what?
It was like whale noises.
Yeah. And I was like, is that what we're hearing? Because that
he was
sounds like interference.
And
so
he
does
goes,
the
there's
clicking.
two of them. And I said, how do you know there's two of them?
How do you fucking know that they're talking? It sounded like all
Maybe
audio
we
clicking
just
to me.
missed, when there were two different distinct voices.
Well, because there was whale noises
And then the
happening that were
clicking.
just drowning it all out.
Yeah.
So I was like,
But either way, if you heard that, it would freak you out. I mean, they're in the middle of nowhere, so it's not... Because
Yeah.
Mel Gibson
if
says...
I heard that on top of stabbing my dog to death
And crop circles.
I would be like, yeah,
aliens.
freaky deaky.
Because Mel Gibson says at one point that it could be mixing up signals with another baby monitor.
Yeah.
And I thought to
doesn't-
myself, where's
doesn't
the
even
other...
believe it.
Because there's no neighbors. They're very, out in the
Yeah.
boonies.
I do like that. Quinoa and Mel Gibson both are like, they don't even believe the horse shit that
They
they're
don't
trying
want
to say.
Yeah. They don't want to believe that what's happening is happening.
Yeah,
so
they're trying to
almost
calm
telling
themselves down. Yeah.
And Quinoa's description of the nerds, remember when he goes off about how the nerds are the ones who did the crop circles?
Oh, yeah.
That's so funny. What does he say? He says something to the effect of...
He says they're nerds who can't get girlfriends who are doing these things, and they create these
They
weird
band
little-
together and they do these
and they create
things.
this secret society so other nerds who can't get girlfriends can join.
I was like, where did he get this information?
Yeah.
And
And
is
where can I
that-
sign up?
Well, you big old nerd. and maybe that's some jock tension because he's a baseball player, so maybe he had he hated the nerds.
Yeah, he didn't get to play D&D. He got rejected.
I don't know, but it's pretty funny whenever he goes off on that.
Yeah.
And I said spooky because the baby monitor part where they're up on the car is terrifying. It's scary.
I guess.
I was spooked out.
If it would have said something like, I'm an alien. I'm an alien. Then I would have been like, ah! But
if it said, I'm an alien, that would have freaked
I'm
you
an
out.
alien. Yeah. That would have been freaky.
Right. So then Mel Gibson just straight up goes out into the cornfields in the middle of the night.
Oh.
The bravery of that. I said, what? He just doesn't... It's almost like he knows the whole field. He's memorized the whole thing.
Well,
He just goes out into it.
yeah. Corn is so scary.
It's so high up. It's taller than he is.
Mel Gibson
and
is
he
walking
has
in the
one
middle of the
flashlight.
fucking night without his dog. Mm-hmm. Get your fucking
The
dog.
other dog he has tied up because they keep freaking out about the crop circle. So he tied the one alive dog up. So
Yeah.
she's on a chain.
Yeah.
So he's just going out there because he heard a noise, right?
And then something really scary happens, which we'll get to after we take a little
A quick break.
Film. We're back.
Hello. And hello. blah, blah, blah. So we're talking about him going out into the spooky field.
The spooky cornfield.
Stalks are hitting the camera, and everything's so closed in. He's not on a path. He's just going through the middle of it. And then he ends up at a crop circle. For a second, I thought it was a new one, but it's not.
No, it's the same. Yeah, it's the same one.
And he's like, because he heard a noise, so he's looking for that. And then he yells at them. He's like, you're not going to get famous. I'm not going to tell people that you're doing this. This is a waste of your time.
Yeah.
Because he thinks it's just humans, of course, like any normal person.
Right.
And then he kind of backs up and starts walking back. And he hears...
Yeah, so he hears the clicking thing. Yeah.
I mean, it's like in his ear.
It's like right in his ear. And then he like drops the flashlight.
It scares the fuck out of him.
This was maybe it's been a while since I've seen a horror film, but I was like on edge.
Me too, especially because I was coming into this not thinking it was really going to be.
Yeah, and it
spooky.
doesn't it's like weirdly fun.
Yeah,
in some parts,
right.
And like weirdly campy. So it kind of lulls you into this like
false sense of security.
Maybe.
And then.
Yeah, and he drops it, and then you see that freaky leg.
Oh, see, I missed the leg. I think I was writing a note down.
Oh,
damn!
Yeah. So he gets the flashlight goes out, and he gets it up, and he's beating on it. It does that. The flashlight's going out.
If it's breaking, just hit it, and then it works again.
That's the rule of flashlights. And it always goes out only in the scariest moments.
That's not when you need it.
Yeah. So he fixes it, and then he kind of like is looking around, and it's kind of hard to see, but you can see a leg go into the corn.
Oh my god! Just like the coal chute scene.
Yes, it's just like that.
See, that makes more sense. It's like a mirrored scene. Kind of, right?
Yeah. They like to just show one bit of their limb.
Oh my god, it's so scary. Corn stalks are so scary.
Corn is scary.
I'm never going in one.
Should we watch Children of the Corn?
I've seen that.
I think I've seen it.
Wait, maybe I haven't. I've definitely seen the first 30 minutes.
Anyway, we'll discuss this off.
This is a little off topic.
Yeah.
But not really, because it's
a
about
little
corn.
inside baseball. Inside corn.
It's a little
Speaking of corn and crop circles, corn, this is a fun fact that I know.
Yeah?
Korn, the band.
With a K?
With a K and a backwards R.
Right.
They did a concert in a crop circle for no one.
Oh, I think you told me that. For no one?
No audience was there.
Was it like a music video?
It was like a DVD that you could buy of a whole full set that they did alone in a crop circle.
That is pretty cool.
Isn't it cool?
They're like, we just love
cool with
corn.
a K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool with a K.
Yeah.
And a backwards L.
Yeah. Anyway.
So he's freaking out. He's running through the corn.
Yeah, because he saw the leg.
Okay, so
it's not just for us.
That's when he's like,
saw the leg.
it's not a human.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's fucking out.
I missed that because I thought that he made that connection when he goes to Ray's house and sees the alien in the pantry. He's still talking to that like it's not an alien.
Yeah. He doesn't. I mean, think about it. Could you really wrap your head around it?
I think if I saw an alien leg, I would be like, that's what it is 100%.
Well,
and I would just go with it, just like quinoa does.
Okay, but you were just earlier defending...
The brain doesn't let you see what...
Yeah,
that's true.
Because he saw the full fucking alien. Both of them did, in the very beginning.
Yeah, but it was like a silhouette. It's not like they saw facial details.
I saw facial details.
I didn't. I just saw, like, it looked like a big shadow.
No, it looked like a big fucking alien.
Because the moonlight was behind him, so it was blacked out. You just saw his shape.
I saw
and
everything.
It doesn't look human, but...
I saw just as much of him there as I do at the end.
Oh, man. When they do that reveal on that Brazilian news channel...
Oh, my God.
No, I thought it was really scary.
I laughed at that.
Oh, we're getting ahead of ourselves because next... he comes in and he's like, okay, let's watch the news. Right? Yeah. That's when he's like that?
He's
okay.
like, let's turn the fucking TV on.
He's like, there's something out there.
Yeah, they've been avoiding TV because he doesn't want to freak the kids out and blah, 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 blah. But so he finally is like, okay, some shit's going down. This isn't just going to freak us out. We need to know.
This is where they learn that there's crop circles everywhere.
Yeah.
And that there's literal UFO lights hanging out in Mexico City. Fucking scary. And then, that's when they have the discussion about the two groups of people thing.
Yeah.
Oh, but before that, when they're like trying to figure out if they should tape it, that scene I love, and I feel like it is an iconic scene because the kids are at the forefront and they're talking about what tape to put in, and then the two adults in the back on the couch and they're just kind of looking.
Yeah.
Just the way it's set up, I'm like, I've seen that before. That's in other movies. I think that, I feel like it was, I just love how it was set up.
Yeah.
So much of this movie, I love how they set up the scenes.
I do like...
It's shot really well.
Yeah, it's shot really well. And it's I don't know. I don't know how to explain the quality that it has.
It's artistic, but it's not pretentious. Not
And
like
it's
you can't tell it's trying to be.
And it's symmetrical in good ways. I don't know how to explain the quality.
The person who directed this had a good vision.
We know who directed this.
I thought he just wrote it and produced it. He directed it too?
Yeah.
All right, whatever. I don't know things. Either way.
The person.
I thought, wow, he really knew what M. Night was trying to get across, but obviously it was just M. Night, so.
Yeah.
Okay. So then Quinoa's like, trying to make me feel better. And so then that's when Mel Gibson's like, there's two types of people.
Yeah, this is what the whole plot kind of hinges on.
Yep, it's a very important scene.
Yeah. Well, it's not... The whole movie is about this part. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
I think it's like a hinge. It's like a turning point.
Not really. It doesn't
like the
change
direct
anything,
middle.
really.
No, it doesn't. Well, for me, it did because we learn how Mel Gibson sees the world and how you can kind of infer that he used to be Group 1 and now he's Group 2 because his wife died. Mm-hmm. So now he's like, oh, well, fuck everything.
Yeah.
But he used to be in Group 1, which are the group of people that believe in miracles, and they're like, this is a sign that this is a good thing, or, they kind of see the world that way. And then the other group, they think it's just luck.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, no, that's not a sign. That just happens.
Yeah.
Everything's a coincidence. Like, you're dumb. Those people are more fearful.
You're dumb.
Those people are more fearful, whereas the people from Group 1 are more hopeful. Yeah. That's kind of what I took away from it. That's what he says. But we kind of see that Mel is super dark and twisty at this point.
Why?
He has that dream about his wife dying, and it keeps coming back to it every time, like, he dreams, maybe.
Yeah. They slowly are feeding you piece by piece what happened when his wife died.
Which only happened 6 months ago.
That is the thing that I was like...
That's my oh shit moment.
Yeah, I was like, is that this movie?
I didn't know that either. So basically, she gets hit by a driver who fell asleep on the road. She was out for a walk, and he hits her and pins her against a tree. And the truck was keeping her alive.
What the fuck?
So whenever they backed the truck up, she died.
Yeah. Okay.
Which I've seen a Grey's Anatomy episode where it was like a similar thing. It wasn't like a truck hit this person, but it was like there was shrapnel in them, and if they took the shrapnel out, they would die.
Okay.
So maybe that's a real thing.
What? But the issue I have is, was she leaning against the tree when
she got hit?
When she got hit?
No.
That's the only way she ends up there.
No, maybe he like swerved, hit her, and then pushed her into a tree.
Yeah, swerved, and she rode the hood of the car
for a second.
Into the fucking tree.
Yeah, probably that's what happened.
Okay, if you expect me to believe that. Now let's look at the road that we're on. She says, I was walking.
No sidewalk.
To the thing. No sidewalk. This is the fucking middle of like
the woods.
It's like if you're walking in between town, like 20 miles this way, 20 miles that way. You're in between towns on a fucking like highway.
Yeah.
No one's walking there. There's no street lights.
No.
She couldn't see. Bullshit.
And
what is she doing out there?
I'm just taking a walk before dinner is when they talk.
Yeah,
that's what she says.
And he goes, you love walks.
You love walks.
What?
Like he's like, okay, I believe that.
Walk.
I don't think
that's
you're
not
cheating.
A walk. That's a fucking journey.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing around.
There's no corn, so it's not even like she's close to her house.
Yeah. And she
Very
can't even pull over for a little snack.
For a little corn cob.
Yeah.
Right. So that was my oh shit moment. That's when I was like, oh my God, that's definitely parodied on like Family Guy, right?
That's parodied on Scary Movie for sure.
Okay. Maybe that's just, I think that's the one I just didn't see, so I don't know for sure, but I've seen it on lots of things.
I think that's the best Scary Movie.
The second one?
The one that makes fun of this one.
I need to see it then.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty
Now
funny.
I'll get it.
Either that or the one with the guy with the little hand.
So then when he comes back, that's Scary Movie 3.
Oh.
That's about the ring, I think. But I mean, it's always a blend of a bunch of movies.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm just have that movie wrong.
Who knows? Those movies suck.
That's not what we're here to talk about.
Well, then also Quinoa Phoenix talks about talks about it was a sign that I had gum in my mouth because a girl was going to throw up in my mouth.
Yeah, he's like, oh, sorry.
Jesus.
Sorry.
One time. We're going to get through one episode where you don't do that.
No, I doubt it. It's just in my way. I talk with my hands a lot. Anyway, right, he's talking about how he was going to kiss a girl at a party, and it was implied that it was a lot of drinking. And he was like, oh shit, I got gum in my mouth. Psh, silly me. Let me just take it out. So he takes a second to take his gum out. And then she barfs all over herself. Mm-hmm. And he's like, man, if I didn't have that gum in my mouth, she would have barfed all over me, would have like scarred me for life.
Sign.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. Sign is the wrong word because it's a sign that I had gum in my mouth.
I think later you could
a
just
sign
say-
would be if he like looked in the background and saw a bird throwing up or something.
Right.
That would be a sign.
I think it's
him
more
having
like-
gum in his mouth is like a.
It's not a coincidence.
It's not a coincidence,
It's
but what is
destiny.
the word? What is the word?
I don't know.
I don't know.
There
either.
is a word for it.
Yeah.
We'll think of it after we record it and listen to it.
It's not sign is not exactly the right word.
I get what they're doing with it, though.
I do too.
It's like a very similar thread.
Yeah.
But anyway, when he comes back from, or I guess in the next scene, I don't know what happened. There's something that happens.
Yeah, whatever.
But then we see the kids and Quinoa on the couch, and they all have the tin hats on.
I fucking laughed so hard when I saw that because at first it's the boy and the girl.
Right.
They have tinfoil hats, and it's like, oh, that's funny.
It's cute. They're
but
little.
then Quinoa and Mel Gibson are supposed to be.
Oh wait, but there's that scene in that book where it's like their house on fire.
Yeah, that was their house.
For sure, and then it had 3 bodies.
3 bodies. It was a sign.
It was a sign.
Oh my god.
Everything is a sign. I think that's when I started piecing it together. I was like, oh, there's kind of a lot of stuff in here that's leading the story. You know.
So yeah, then Mel Gibson walks in and sees after he sees the Mexican birthday party.
No, this is before that, because before that he
what
goes.
causes Quinoa to get the tinfoil hat and put it on?
I think he sees that there are crop circles all over the world. Remember, he's watching the news 24 hours.
Yeah.
He's in that little closet and he's watching it, and maybe that is after he sees. Maybe that is after he sees the
Anyway,
Brazilian
that was a
thing.
funny-
I
I
think
thought
that
that was funny.
happens at the same time that Mel Gibson goes to Ray's house, because he gets the call and it just says "Father," and then he hangs up, which is weird. So then he's like, I think that was him, and he leaves and he goes to Ray's house. That's when I discovered he was the veterinarian. Which is why they didn't bring their dog there, because he killed this guy's wife. So of course he has beef with them, kind of. He seems forgiving though, because it was clearly an accident, but anyway, it's obviously rough. So he shows up, and Ray, who is M. Night, is in his car, and he's like, what are you doing? And he's weird as hell. He's like not a regular person.
And so was he shot or?
I don't know. He's bleeding.
Yeah.
I don't think the aliens have guns.
Yeah.
But he was injured.
And he knew about the water thing.
I don't know how he knew about that, but he's like, I'm going to the lake because they don't like water.
Because it seems like they don't like water. Don't go in there. I locked one in my pantry.
This is after he sees the leg, after they've watched the news.
Yep.
And he still approaches the situation like he thinks it's a person in there.
He didn't see the news. Only Quinoa saw the news.
They all 4 watched the UFOs in Mexico City.
Yeah, but they didn't. He didn't see the alien.
But he saw the leg in the field.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. If you
Yeah.
see
You're
UFOs
right.
in the sky.
You're right. It's
Whatever,
This
he's in
movie
denial.
fucking sucks. You're right.
No, it does not.
Nah. You're right.
He like asks for forgiveness for killing Mel's wife. God.
Oof.
And then he's like, oh, by the way, don't go in there. There's an alien. So then he goes in there.
Duh.
And there's that scene where he...
Dude. I legit, it did such a good job of making you go like, ooh. Even though it showed me the alien in the beginning.
The tension was high, and then when he reached his hand out, that was very scary.
Did you saw me scream?
There was a jump scare.
I legit was like, oh shit.
Oh my stars.
And I fainted onto a couch.
And he just chopped his fingers off.
I didn't know. Oh yeah, Mel Gibson chopped the alien.
Yeah, sorry, that was misleading.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was so scared I chopped my fingers off.
I knew that was going to come back to bite him in the ass too. I knew that was there for a reason. That scene was in there for a reason.
It was a sign.
It was. But it wasn't for him. It was for the audience.
No,
it was foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Which is also on the same kind of thread as a sign. Foreshadowing is. But
well,
anyway.
so yeah, the scene we're talking about, he's using a knife
to try and see the reflection of what's
what
in
a
the pantry.
shiny knife that is.
The most polished.
I thought about that. None of our knives could do that.
Oh,
are our
definitely
knives supposed to be shinier?
I think they're matte. They're like matte. They're not shiny.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know if I've ever seen a knife that shiny.
And it's not like a cleaver, but it's a really, really big.
It's a butcher knife.
Yeah. Which it was on the counter because he was chopping carrots.
That was a big knife for fucking carrots.
So anyway, I knew that was going to come back to bite him when he chopped off his fingies. Because it came out and it scared Mel, so he just instinctively was like, chop.
Yeah. I would have kept the fingers.
Really?
I would have been like,
here's proof.
Guys, look at this shit.
Yeah. See, this whole thing is weird because I also feel like I would be trying to contact the authorities in some way.
That's a good point.
Like, the army?
No, because there's one cop.
No, but like I'm talking about the National Guard.
Yeah, but they're dealing with the shit all over the world.
But nobody knows that there's a crop circle in his yard.
Yeah, because there's crop circles all over the fucking world.
I know, but after they discover that the UFOs are cropping up wherever there's a crop circle, you would think that it would then become important for him to let people know that, oh, there's a crop circle in my backyard, which means there's probably UFOs there.
He called the cops.
Did he? I don't remember
That's why
that.
she was there. She said it was the Wolfgang twins.
No, he did it first, but like I'm talking about, I feel like they should have let the American government know because it's a national security issue.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a world security issue.
Yeah, I think they know.
Well, thanks for the help, National Guard. Nobody came out to help them at all.
Well, it wasn't a priority.
We don't care about that one farmer
family.
family.
There was 30 of them in India. It showed on that map.
I know, but why can't the United States help them? That's what I'm talking about. In all other alien movies, there's like armies involved.
Yeah.
But I guess they're not very helpful.
Probably because who was president during this? Probably
2002?
Thanks, Obama.
It was not Obama.
Thanks, Bush.
It was Bush. So then they talk about like he gets back.
Wait, what was the time period of this movie?
I think it was 2002.
It was current?
I would think so. It doesn't.
Okay.
There's nothing that alludes to the fact that it was like in the past or anything.
Yeah, I guess.
Besides, it's just an old farmhouse.
Yeah.
And they have an old car.
Yeah.
But when he gets back, that's when they reference War of the Worlds. I made a note, like all 4 of these main characters, the family, all have blue eyes, which is really rare these days. Mm-hmm. I thought they did a really good job of making them look like a family. The brother and sister totally look alike.
I bought it.
And then Mel and Quinoa look alike.
Kind
in
of.
a weird way,
Yeah.
at least in this movie.
Sure.
Not currently.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's just a weird note. They have their last supper.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That I related to that so much.
They're like kind
He's
of
just
like
trying to like have a good time.
He's like, we're gonna die, so
And
what do you guys want to eat?
Motherfuckers just ruin it.
You talking about his kid?
Yes. Fucking little shits.
He's scared.
They're all scared. I get it. This movie made me stressed. I think I think having a kid ruins movies for you.
Why?
In a certain way. Because now I'm the dad
You
character.
see those kids in
I'm
a
not
new
the
light.
kid character
Yeah.
anymore. I'm the dad character.
Yeah.
And being a dad sucks in times of crisis.
Because you have to be the one that goes first.
Fuck. I have to do all the bad shit and
Yeah.
I have to deal with all of the stress and I have to keep that's where I guess you were supposed to be the mom is supposed to be the one playing games and everything.
I'm like, it's okay, kids. Don't think about the crop circles.
Oh God, dude. I was like, I couldn't do it either, man.
You know what I noticed though is that when they're in the basement and the aliens have left, he does send Quinoa up there to see if they're gone. He doesn't go up there.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like they work together in a really good way.
They don't have a fucking weapon. They never get a weapon.
He uses that axe to
block
keep
the
the door shut.
They had that axe the whole time. Why is that shit not upstairs with them?
I think that I guess there's just so many aliens that they're like, well, we would never stand a chance.
I saw so many things in that basement that I could have break a fucking beer up one of those bottles.
Paint can.
Do
Just hit 'em
anything.
with a paint can.
Jesus. And they don't have a fucking shotgun
On a farm.
On a farm. They don't have a gun.
But probably if they did, they wouldn't have like a bunch of ammo. Plus, doesn't it take
Whatever.
forever to shoot a shotgun? Like you have to load it every time?
No.
Oh, I don't know shit about guns.
Okay, well, no.
Just hang a ball sack on the end of it. So before they go in the basement, there's that scene where they're arriving. The aliens are, and they have boarded up all the windows because he's like, well, they have trouble getting through a pantry, so let's just board up the windows, which is a good point and is also weird.
Yeah.
So there's this awesome scene where they are panning around the living room as the aliens are on the outside.
Yeah.
It is, and you hear little noises, and they're trying to get in.
Yeah.
It's so epic. It's really cool. I loved it.
The first door that the aliens come to, which is the front door, they have one thin ass board on it. That's it.
Yeah.
They have all the other windows and everything are boarded completely
tightly, yeah.
with like heavy
But
wood.
like he couldn't get out of the pantry, so I mean, I guess they were just trying to cover up glass.
It just pissed me like the main entrance. Maybe you should kind of put a little more focus on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And like I've never seen a front door. Shut up. I've never seen a front door that didn't have some kind of glass on it. No, I guess I have. I guess our
Yeah.
literal front door has no.
Yeah.
But sometimes they have the little window. Whatever, Ted, obviously doesn't matter. But because later you see his little, like, hand sticking up from under the door. The
Yeah, they
alien's
like
hand.
to do that. They like
Ooh,
to
it's
reach under the doors.
spooky, though. It
Yeah.
is. There is that scene of, like, in the news where you do see the alien full on.
Yeah, at this
That
Mexican
we kind of
kid's birthday
brushed
party.
over. Yeah, it's in Brazil.
That is where that famous GIF comes from.
The, like, Sasquatch gif?
Of quinoa. The Sasquatch GIF.
I thought you were going to say, like, of the alien walking. Like, because he has that kind of Sasquatch walk, you know? Where it's, like, the shadow and he, like, looks.
Is that a famous GIF?
No, I don't know.
Or maybe am I talking about the one with Quinoa Phoenix?
Well, what does he do?
Where he's, like, shocked. He's like...
Oh, and he's like backing up and he's scared.
They put
Yeah,
something
yeah,
on the
yeah.
TV and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
it's
yeah.
him reacting. So it's such a good reaction.
It is so good. He's a good actor for
Yeah.
sure. It's hard for me to watch him because I saw not the Fall of Troy, just Troy, the movie Troy, and he's that like
Caesar.
little piece of shit kid, like the actor.
Isn't he Caesar?
I don't think he's Caesar.
Okay.
I don't think Caesar is in Troy.
No, I'm thinking of Gladiator, I think.
Yeah, he's in that too, and
Yeah.
he makes him die, or
Yeah.
whatever. That
And he makes him die.
well, he does the thumbs down thing is all I remember. That's one I haven't seen, so
Yeah.
we'll have to watch that one.
Okay.
But I was thinking of in Troy because he's like a little piece of shit. He's opposite Orlando Bloom. Anyway, it's just hard to
Why we always
because
end up
it's
doing-
hard to not see him as that role because that's what I first saw him as. So now like he's a really good character and I'm like seeing him as that way.
Well, he's about to play the Joker.
Is he really?
In a Martin Scorsese.
I think you told me that is
Yeah.
going to be really good
You know something that's funny?
What?
I think we bring up Batman
in every episode.
in every episode.
Oh well, whatever.
Yeah, that's weird.
That is funny. It literally started in Scarface.
We should do like Seinfeld, how there's a Superman in every episode. We
Yes,
should make
that's
a
a
Batman
thing. We have
reference
to
in
cut
every
this out so
episode.
they don't know.
Yeah. We'll definitely cut it out.
Oh, for sure. You're not going to be hearing this.
Yeah. No way, Jose.
So the TV stopped working and like shit is real and like the aliens are trying to get in.
Yeah.
They flee to the basement because they start hearing them upstairs because they forgot to button up
Yeah, they forgot to button their door.
their attic. That's how they get in is through the attic. They forgot to put boards up against the attic door.
These guys suck.
So they can open an attic door, but they can't open the front door? I guess because it's like a trap door. It's easier to open.
Hold on. They got into the attic how?
I'm assuming there's some kind of window up there.
Okay.
Or like
Yeah.
rafters.
No, it has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be.
It's a farmhouse. They have like those kind of rafters, things that spin. You know
Yeah,
what I'm talking about? You know those things that like spin on the top of houses? And it
The
like
rooster?
sucks. No, it's like a ball
compass?
that sits on like a cylinder and it spins and it's attached to the roof. And if you go in the attic, you can see sunlight through it. Like it's a rafter. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's like a vent.
Spinning ball.
Silver, usually.
A spinning silver
small.
ball. Small ball on a roof that you can see sunlight through.
If you're in the attic and you look up, you can see like daylight if it's daytime. So it's like slatted, you know, like it's, I think.
If anybody knows what Ariel's talking about.
Tell us what it's called. I don't know what it's called, but you know what I'm talking about.
Tell us what it is using hashtag spinny balls.
On the guns. Balls on the guns.
No.
Balls to the wall.
Yeah, use balls to the wall.
Do hashtag.
Balls to the roof.
To bangy bang diggy diggy. Use that hashtag. If you can figure out how to spell it.
I want to die. This podcast is a piece of shit.
This is the worst episode.
Who fucking listens to this?
One person.
You're a loser.
They're in the basement.
Yeah.
Climax time.
Kind of made me want to be.
Kind of blah 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 blah.
I kind of wanted them to be in the basement from the beginning. Like
It
that's
seemed
where I
like
would
the
bunker
safest
down.
place.
Yeah.
There's no windows there. Maybe we should go
they
there.
got a bunch of like resources.
Also, if it's underground, then they could have the aliens wouldn't have known they were there.
That's what I'm saying, boy.
Basements, good for tornadoes, good
Yeah.
for aliens.
Ellen's.
Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Alright. So, obviously the aliens are like, well, they're fucking in the basement.
They're tearing the fucking house up.
Yep. They notice that they're only making sounds and not trying to get in. Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's such a good part. What a smart thing to realize. I don't know if I would have realized that.
I don't know how he did.
Well,
They were trying to get in.
He touched the door and they weren't banging on the door
They
anymore.
were. You saw
Every
the door
once in a while.
budging. Yeah, they were trying. He doesn't fucking know.
Mel Gibby. We on to you.
So then there's.
Oh my God.
They're like, it kind of
The
chills
light
out a little
has
bit.
blown
First
out,
of
by
all,
the way.
Fucking quinoa immediately blows the fucking light.
just from
breaks
the
the
top.
bulb.
Yep.
Jesus Christ, it was so
Pitch
annoying.
black, and all you hear are like noises, and you know the aliens are right outside, so you're like, fuck, 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 fuck. Like,
Yeah,
what is
yeah.
happening?
Yeah.
But of course, nothing happened.
So
they
then
found flashlights.
they're like, wait a minute, they used to dump coal in the basement. There's a
What
chute.
does that mean? They used to dump coal here in the basement.
Yeah, I guess it was like some kind of furnace that they
Oh,
had
okay.
a chute from
It
the
does
roof.
kind of look like a furnace when
Yeah.
they show the shaft.
Yeah.
The coal
So,
shaft.
but that thing is big enough for the fucking alien to crawl into.
I mean, it looked like it would fit that little boy's body in there.
No, but the chute from the
Maybe
thing
it's like
above.
the size of a chimney.
Okay,
I
guess
guess.
so.
I mean,
yeah,
obviously.
I don't know enough about coal chutes in old farmhouses, so I will allow it.
Another thing for you guys to email us about.
But yeah, hashtag
Bibbidi boppity. Give me the soppity.
shoot woo. That has nothing to do with bibbidi bobbidi give me the soppity. Has nothing to do with
You don't know my secrets.
hashtag coal.
Kohler, I hardly know her. Minor, I hardly know her.
I'm gonna fucking murder you.
You didn't tell me about the hashtag thing. I'm not prepared. Yeah, because we are not even on Twitter, so how would this...
I know.
Anyway, there's this great scene where Mel and Keen are, like, looking at flashlight. They're trying to find the coal shaft, and they're on opposite ends of the screen, and it's, like, just a really great
How
setup.
spooky. Then you see the hand.
Oh,
the kid is leaning
my
up against
God,
the furnace,
yes.
and you see that hand. Another, they like to show you
It's
their
just,
limb.
it's
and
just
then they
sitting
move.
there, and so you don't see it.
Yeah.
And then it just moves and grabs the little boy by the neck.
Plus, their skin changes colors. It
Right, they're like
looked-
chameleons.
Yeah,
Yes!
yeah. I
Oh
thought it
my
was such
God,
a cool
it's
detail.
so scary. I jumped out of my skin holes.
And then
Whoa.
I love how the scene plays out,
Because he drops the flashlight.
and the camera just sits on the flashlight,
Yep.
and you just hear the commotion.
Oh my God.
So cool.
So you don't know if, like, the kid is dead or at first.
Yeah, it was so cool.
And then, of course, he's having an asthma attack.
Oh my God.
guess
I
what?
thought he died.
Guess what? They don't have the medicine. I knew that was going to be a thing, too, because he went into the pharmacy to specifically get medicine for him.
Uh-huh.
And I was
And
like,
that
it's
girl-
showing that he has asthma a lot, so I think that's going to be a part of this.
Yeah, where that girl knew how many bad words she had said that
She
week.
counted. She counted.
What the
and then he was
fuck?
like, I don't want you guys hanging out with her.
Yeah.
She curses. She said douchebag.
Well, she's also fucking annoying.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. He was
Yeah.
like, she's lame, you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, she's not cool enough.
So in the morning, suddenly they made it through the night. The kid made it through his asthma attack. You see,
I thought he died.
You see a lot of darkness in Mel.
I legit
at that
thought he
point.
died, yeah.
He's like, don't fucking do this to me again. He's like, I
fucking
hate
hates
you.
God. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Oof.
the kid survives. He lasts through the night, but his lungs are still seizing, like he's not breathing well.
Yeah.
He needs his meds, but the aliens are gone.
So that's what they check the baby monitor,
Yep.
and he's like, "Good enough for me."
And
So
they're
they
like,
got to go up
"Goodbye."
there. Let's get this fucking medicine.
Yep.
And they're walking through the rubble of their torn up house.
Oh my God.
And they're like, they're
the most
leaving. They're
epic
leaving.
scene.
So he's like, "You guys want to see it on the TV?" And he pulls the TV out, and then it shows you in the reflection of the TV, an alien is standing in the living
Oh,
room.
I love how they do it in the reflection of the TV. It's
Yeah.
because it makes him look so huge. He's carrying the son
He's
who
holding
they
the
laid
boy.
down on the couch.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then that spike comes out. Oh, and you notice it's the alien with the chopped fingers.
Yeah.
That is so
Yeah.
good.
So what is that? Like he's like, "You bastard, you
fucking
took my
remembered him, I
fingers."
guess.
So
Like a revenge thing?
He didn't see Mel Gibson.
Maybe smelled him.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
I mean, whatever. We don't
Sure.
know how their
No,
anatomy works.
that's good enough for me. And he's holding the son, and you see his skin kind of transforming into the kid's shirt.
Oh, I didn't notice that part.
Yeah, if you look at his hand, it's a cool little detail that
That
they
is
put in
cool.
there.
That is
yeah,
very
it's slowly
cool.
blending in.
All right, so then it's like extremely dramatic, and you all of a sudden are transported to a flashback of with his wife, where you see her last words, where she's like, "Tell the kids to like, sorry, that's our son. Tell the kids to like play games and giggle, and like tell God, what is his name? Merritt? Is it something like that? Merrill? I think it's Merrill.
Oh,
To swing away." Talking about quinoa.
yeah.
Because he used to be a baseball player. You notice, and I noticed that they mentioned when he was talking to the recruiter that he had that famous bat that he swung on the wall.
Oh, okay.
He talked about that. And then when they panned around, I saw that it was next to him. So I was like, everything is a sign.
Yeah.
And I thought that was cool. And so like everything is happening in a split second, I'm assuming, but it's slowed way down. So we see all these things happening.
Yeah.
Right? It has to be that way. All these things
Hold on.
happen.
What do you mean?
Well, it's like the flashback to his wife, and then like it's showing, he looks over to Quinoa and says, grab the bat, right? Or something.
He says, yeah,
Swing away.
everything is connecting for him all of a sudden. He's like, everything's a sign. Fuck. And then, and it's like, he's panicking or whatever. And then this part really bugged me because it was like,
it took so
there's
long.
There's no urgency in this.
That's why I think it was
like
just in slow motion or something.
It wasn't.
It wasn't actually, but I just feel like it was.
It was a movie where the combat was a real time, like a turn based combat system.
Yeah.
Like where it was like, select your move. You know what I mean?
Or like, hang on, pause it. I need to take a health potion real quick.
yeah.
Right. Well, and so he tells him to grab the bat. So he has time to register what Mel is saying to him, turn around and grab his bat.
So he's coming at him, and he grabs the bat, and then the alien uses the poison gas on the boy.
Right. And you're like, fuck.
And you're like, oh no.
'Cause that's when we had just learned right before then that that's how they were killing a lot of people. A lot of people have died because they had this gas that they were releasing in small doses anyway. So like, that is happening. He releases the gas. Your hairs on the back of your neck
I'm like,
rise
oh,
up.
fuck.
This is the
I
end.
kind of thought the boy already died.
Okay.
But then he's on the couch and he's okay. Yeah. But so it wasn't, I wasn't as scared. I was like, they're not going to make me think the boy dies twice in a row.
Huh, you never know.
Yeah. But anyway, so here's the
part that irritates you. He has so much time to like,
he's
lined up.
He like lines it up with his head slowly.
He's doing
and
his
then
like
pulls it back.
how he bats in
Yeah,
like a game.
he's doing these like these poses, and I was like, get the fuck out of here.
I thought
They're
that
just
was
like
great.
walking around, and the bat swings don't hurt him at all.
Right, so he's beating him, and it's not really making an effect because what he's really just doing is pushing him into the cups of water.
Cups of water that the daughter has left all over the house.
Because she has a weird thing with water.
Yeah.
Okay, so this all happens eventually. I guess the alien just dies, right? He doesn't like go away. He just dies.
Do you know Wolfgang?
You weren't there, right? Were you one of the Wolfington brothers?
I called him the Wolfgang twins.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So I guess he just dies. I don't really remember. He doesn't run away, right?
I don't know.
The alien? I think he just gets burned by the water until he dies.
Okay.
And they get the asthma medicine. They get the epinephrine needle. They bring the boy outside.
So here's what has
the twist.
happened.
Yeah.
His wife dies, tells Mel Gibson to make sure Quinoa swings away. That's one thing. The daughter has a water issue, which ends up being the thing that saves their whole
them.
family.
Yes.
The boy has asthma, and that's what causes his lungs to be shut.
Right, they were seized up
when he gets
so
poison gas.
He didn't inhale it.
And Quinoa is a baseball player, so that he can swing a bat.
Which pushed him into the water.
So it's like everything
worked together.
Yeah. Everything just had to be just right for this to work out.
Right.
Which is like the big ooh of the movie.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Which in turn restores his faith.
Yes, right. He got his faith back, and honestly, I had goosebumps during that scene.
When he was dressing as a priest?
No. Before that, like when he was, like when the little boy realized the little boy was gonna be okay.
Oh, okay.
And he's like restoring his faith. Like you can tell that's when the moment when he's like, oh my God, everything is together or whatever. I don't know. I thought it was really great.
Okay, let's wrap this up because our son is
a little impatient.
Being a fucking fool right now.
Okay, so the last thing is that he restored his faith. Everything seems good again. He's a father again.
Yep.
And that's good. Basically.
Oh my God.
It's okay, buddy. I'm sorry.
All right, I don't care. Let's wrap this up.
Well, I mean, that's the end of the movie.
That's the end of the movie?
Yeah. What are your takeaways?
My takeaways is it's better than I thought.
Yeah.
Definitely watch this flick.
Definitely see it. This is something that I would give like 8 out of 10 Whoppers.
Whoppers?
Yeah, aren't we changing it every time?
Why? Whoppers?
Because it's a movie theater candy.
Your logic is insane to me. Your brain is a corn maze with aliens in it. I would give this movie... just curl up, with your best gal, eat a couple corn on the cobs.
Corn nuts.
No, corn on the cobs.
Corn nuts.
Because you remember, we did RoboCop where it was gun spins because in the movie RoboCop he spun his gun.
Okay, that makes yeah.
It wasn't just random things.
Okay,
we just randomly decided to spin gun spins.
Okay, 8 corn cobs out of 10.
Okay, I say also 8.
It's so
corn
good.
Cobs. 8 corn cobs.
The last thing that we wanted to, I guess, leave the podcast with Or do you have any recommendations for people? This is a new thing that we're doing.
It's
Something about gaming, I think you wanted to.
something about gaming.
Yeah, like streaming.
Oh, yes. I discovered a awesome
Pretty great.
Twitch stream.
Yeah.
I believe the guy's name is Nipsey Gaming on Twitch.
How you spell that?
Nipzy.
Cool. So if you're into gaming, check out that guy. He's pretty hilarious.
Oh, dude, he is the best.
I also want to recommend Elder Scrolls Blades. I've been playing that all this week. It's in the early access stages, so I don't know if everyone can, but as soon as you can, it's super fun, and you can play it one-handed, so I can do it while I'm nursing.
Oh my god, yeah, and we're sponsored by Bethesda.
I wish. And then I've been eating these whole grain freezer waffles with hot butter and hot maple syrup and bananas, and it's the best breakfast I've ever had. So I recommend that as well.
And for me, check out Nipsey Gaming and check out that Corn DVD.
of them playing in the crop circle?
Yep.
Yes.
All right.
That's our show.
Jesus, this was a hard one.
This was a rough one. Thanks for hanging in there.
Yeah, if you
Love
notice a bunch of weird cuts and stuff, it's
subscribe and all that cool stuff.
because... Whatever. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Fuck.